Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Claire and this is Yoli. I make videos all about houseplant care, sharing tips and tricks I've learnt over the years to help keep your plants happy and healthy. And just before Christmas, I decided to treat myself, and so I placed a fairly big order with Grow Tropicals, and I've got some really amazing plants. Like, some of these ones have been on my wish list for absolutely ages. One of them's been on my wish list for years and I've never ticked off. So I've literally just walked through the door, but I was like, I can't wait. I need to do it right now. I need to unbox these plants. So that is what we're going to be doing in this video. So yes, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. So I've got three fairly big boxes here. I just want to show you the size of the boxes because I had a bit of a nightmare with postage. DPD basically tried to deliver my parcels yesterday and they delivered them to the wrong address. And so they were delivered to a collection point just earlier this evening. And I had to go and pick these all up and I had to walk 10 minutes home with them. I got about 6 minutes into the walk and then a very lovely couple called Luann and Gary noticed that I was struggling and they helped me carry all of this home. So Luann and Gary, if you're watching, thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without you. But yeah, these are pretty heavy and I don't know really where to start. Let's start with the tall one. I have ordered with Grow Tropicals before and every time I've ordered I've had such a good experience and the plants have always been in such perfect condition. So yeah, honestly, I've been looking back at the order pretty much every single day since I first placed it and I've just been looking at the plants and I'm like, I can't wait to have you. So yeah, this is potentially one of the most exciting unboxings I think I've ever done. And so these plants have been in transit for 1 day longer than they were meant to be, but to be honest, it's been fairly mild, so I would have thought they'd probably be fine. Okay, so one of these, there is a rescue box in here somewhere as well, and I don't want to do the rescue box unboxing in this video because I'm going to do that separately, and you will see why. But I'm just gonna open up the other boxes to see if it's clearly labelled which is the rescue box and which isn't. Okay, so that didn't help at all. I still have no idea where the rescue box is, and I don't know, because I've never done a rescue box before, if the plants might just be in with the others. So I'm gonna just open one and we're gonna see. This is one that I've always longed to have in my collection. Whoa, sorry, just whacked the table really dramatically. The camera could also definitely come down a bit so you can see what I'm doing more. But this is a plant that I have had cuttings of before and I've never been able to get these cuttings to root. I love the plant so much, but as I say, the propagations have always failed. So, oh my God, it looks beautiful. Let me in. Oh my God, it's huge. It's absolutely ginormous. Okay, it's still kind of taped in. So this is a Piper sylvaticum and I just absolutely adore this plant. The only time that I have had, well, I say a successful Piper sylvaticum in the past is I got a rooted cutting of one that did really well for about a week and then it went downhill. But look how beautiful that foliage is. Isn't that just stunning? And oh my God, the aerial roots it's got. Look at that. I should get that on a pole quite soon because I think that would start giving me some beautiful growth. So yeah, this is a plant, as I say, that I have tried to grow from cuttings. I have had no success doing it that way. And so I was eventually just like, you know what? I'm just going to order myself the plants because I love the plants so much and it's not like I haven't given it my best. So if any of you know anything about successfully propagating Piper, then do let me know. I've tried water, moss and leca and none have worked so far. But yeah, that's absolutely stunning. It's so full as well. Oh, that's just so gorgeous. It also looks like I'm really shaky. That's not just because I'm so excited about the plants, it's because I was lugging these boxes for a good 10 minutes and my arms kind of feel like they're gonna fall off, but it was totally worth it. So yeah, I like the leaves, that's just so big. They're just so big. And it feels really well hydrated as well, because I know sometimes Piper, when it does get quite dehydrated, the leaves are very thin and not quite so robust. I mean, it is quite a thin leafed plant anyway, but they feel gorgeous and succulent, and the plant just looks super, super healthy. So yeah, I'm totally over the moon with that. Oh, yay! Let's continue with this box. Also, I was going to say, I keep wondering what these are, but these are heat packs. I paid for some extra heat packs in there because, not that it's been mega cold, but some of these plants are so, I mean, they're all tropical plants, but some of them are very sensitive, such as the Piper, for example. I can imagine that plant throwing such a tantrum if it got too cold. So yeah, right. What is in here? Oh, okay, let's do this one next. So this one, I'm gonna have to put the name on the screen of it because hang on, I'll get it out first, but I don't actually remember the name of the plant. I didn't go onto the website to order this one. I just had never seen it before and it really intrigued me and I thought it was really beautiful. So I was like, you know what? It's Christmas, why not? So yeah, as I say, I really don't know much about it, but I'm excited to learn about it because it looks beautiful. Okay, so they've actually put 3 in here. So I'll get the one out that I was just talking about first to show you that they all look really beautiful. They're very securely taped together as well. I always worry when plant parcels don't have a this way up label or anything like that, but to be honest, when they're packaged like this, I'll keep the other one in so that I can like give you an example of what it looks like, but when they're packaged like this, they could really go any way up and they are just going to be really secure. So it is a very good and effective way of packing, in my opinion. Okay, so this is the weirder plant that I told you that I have never had before, hadn't even heard of it before. It is a, oh, I can't remember the name, Gia something poppyi, name on the screen. But isn't that just amazing? It almost, there's something about it that almost reminds me a little bit of the Lobesia turtleback. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of got that same beautiful pattern on its leaves. And if anybody knows anything more about this plant, because as I say, this was a little bit of an impulse buy, I just thought it was beautiful and I was like, wow, that's so different. I don't own anything like that. And whilst I'm being really naughty and I'm spending money on plants, I may as well get one that I don't know anything about. So yeah, it's a very robust looking plant. Like its leaves, I almost can't explain the texture of its leaves. They're not furry. They're almost slightly velvety, if that makes sense, but they're not as thick as like Clarinervium leaves or anything like that. I guess you'd almost maybe compare them to Alocasia maybe, but I just think that's beautiful. And I love that little top section of growth there. It almost looks like a really gorgeous little green flower or something. I have no idea if it's meant to be grown on a moss pole. I will really need to do my research and educate myself about this plant, but I'm really happy with that and I'm really excited about it. I love it when there's a plant that you don't see every day and one that you're maybe not aware of before, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna give something new a go. That is how I feel about this plant. So yeah, it's beautiful. I'm really excited to see how it grows and I'll keep you updated with it. But so the other 2 in the box, I'll get one out and show you it, and then I'll show you how the other one is packaged in there. So this little one I've wanted for a really long time. I know it's very small, but it is a Philodendron Burl Marx's Fantasy, and like, I don't know if you can really properly tell on camera, it's got those beautiful bluey silvery leaves and it's just so delicate and I think it is just stunning. Actually, when I visited the Grow Tropicals warehouse, when was that? After the Rare Plant Festival, I saw that they had one of these growing up the side of another plant. I think it was a palm or something like that. It was just kind of naturally, I say naturally, obviously they'd put it there to climb that plant, but it just looked so beautiful. And I don't know if I would do that over a moss pole with this plant at the moment, but maybe. I don't know, I just love the shape of its leaves. This is definitely going to be a little cabinet plant and I think I'd quite like to get it on a moss pole quite soon. I don't think I've ever seen a really mature plant of this, but yeah, already you can see it has got, can you tell? It has got some nice, yeah, there we go, little aerial roots on it. So I think they'd really appreciate something to climb. But yeah, ever since I visited their warehouse, I was just like, oh, okay, I really think I need that plant. And I know it's one that you might just kind of like walk past because it's so small and it's so delicate, and it's maybe not as eye-catching as some other kind of like big dramatic plants, but I like having a mixture, and this one for me is just like, it's so adorable. I'm so happy with that. That's so beautiful. And then the last one in here, I'll leave it in its packaging so that you can see how they've done it. They've kind of like taped the plants to the corrugated cardboard and then they've rolled it up, and that's exactly how I used to do it when I was running my shop as well, just because, as I say, it works so well and the plants are really secure. But this one, hang on, let me take it out. This one has been a wish list plant for ages. Obviously it's not that mature yet, but this is an Anthurium pendens, and I've said so much recently how much I'm getting into strappy anthuriums, and this is kind of, I spoke again the other day about the pallidiflorum. This is very, very similar to the pallidiflorum, but it doesn't have the white veination. It kind of almost looks a little bit like the Anthurium coriaceum, but when it is mature, it does trail, and I just love strappy trailing anthuriums, and I don't currently have any in my collection. The closest I've got is the coriaceum, and that's very upright in its growth, kind of like how this one looks at the moment. But if you look at, in fact, I'll try and find a picture and put it on the screen. If you see a picture of this plant mature, it just is so stunning. And yeah, this one looks, again, in absolutely perfect condition, and I'm so excited to watch it grow. Also, if it's anything like the coriaceum in its growth, the coriaceum is probably, I would say, one of my fastest growing anthuriums compared to a lot of my velvet leaf anthuriums, which can be quite slow growing. These ones, in my experience, just tend to be quite speedy. So I'm hoping I should be able to get some beautiful growth on this one. It's just so diddy at the moment, but I love it so much. Yeah, I cannot even explain how long I've wanted this plant for. I've got some more exciting ones as well, but this one I've been eyeing up for ages, and I saw that Grow Tropicals had it on their website, and I was like, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? And I did, and I'm very happy that I did. Yay! Cool, okay. This feels like my birthday. This is just fantastic. Or I should say feels like Christmas. This is my Christmas present from me to me. And I was also gonna say, and I said this in my report and chat recently, I was gonna do this video a while ago, but when my granny died, she left me a little bit of money, and she basically just said spend it on something that makes you happy. And I thought to myself at the time, I was like, oh, I'd love to get myself some plants and be like, ah, these plants are from my granny. And I was living back at my mum's at that point, and I hadn't moved house, and I couldn't really bring loads more plants into her house because she would kill me. So I thought to myself, when I move, when I've got my own place, then I will do a little splurge from my granny. So mwah, thank you, granny. And I have a feeling, yeah, there's two in here as well. Oh my goodness, I see one of them, and this is okay, I need to get it out, but this is the plant that I've wanted for years, and I've spoken about it in several wishlist videos before. I've also just banged on about this plant so much because I've wanted it for ages. I've never been able to get hold of it, and I can't quite believe that I'm about to own one. Oh dear God, it is so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna save that one till last because there are two in here, and I think, are these the only ones? Are these the ones that I ordered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay, so these are the ones that I'm going to show you in this video, and then I'm guessing the toolbox there must be the rescue box. So the first one in here, which I am very excited about, I just can't stop staring at that other one now. So the first one is an Aglaonema cutlass. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but I think it's just so stunning. I think that foliage is just beautiful, and I love Aglaonema so much. I've got quite a few in my collection, but this one I guess is kind of, it's almost like an inverted tigress, if you know the Aglaonema tigress. Like, that's very similar to this, but it's got the colours are the other way around. Does that make sense? But yeah, I saw this one and I was just like, I love it so much. I love Aglaonema because they're so hardy. They cope really well in lower light conditions. They're such tough, easy to care for plants, but the foliage on them is just so striking. And yeah, I think that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Again, it looks in really, really good condition. And Aglaonema are one that I don't tend to worry about that much in terms of acclimation because, as I say, they cope really well in loads of different environments. I don't think any of my, probably famous last words, but I don't think any of my Aglaonema, apart from my Pictum tricolour, that one didn't do very well. But none of my other Aglaonema have ever given me any cause for concern, any grief. They're just fantastic plants, and I think this one is beautiful, so beautiful. But right, okay, the grand finale. This one is the plant that I've wanted for ages. I've wanted it for absolutely ages, and is the plant I'll probably, I mean, all of them, they're all gorgeous, but this is the one that I'll probably be sat staring at about 11 o'clock at night, and I have to be like, Claire, go to bed. And this plant will be like, no, stay up, stay with me. So, oh, it's a little bit wobbly. Oh. So this is the Philodendron McDowell, and I'm pretty certain this is a cross between the Gloriosum and the Philodendron pastersanum, I think. I just think it is the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful philodendron. It's got such like pillowy leaves, like they're almost quite similar to the Gloriosum, but the Gloriosum, it's a bit more flat, and obviously that's a velvet leaf philodendron, and this one, it's almost slightly velvety, but it's also a little bit waxy as well. I just think its leaves are stunning, and it's got some really good growth on it as well. And if you just look just there, it's got another new leaf coming up as well. Oh, this plant is out of this world amazing. And I've also just remembered there is another plant. It might be in the same box as the rescue box. How did I forget about that one? There's another plant. I have got another one to show you after this, but oh my God, I'm actually in love. Yeah, and it just feels very surreal to finally own this plant. Do any of you get that? Like, if you have a plant that you've wanted for such a long time, and then when you finally meet it, you're just like, oh my goodness, it's slightly overwhelming. That is how I feel about this one right now. It's just breathtaking. Yeah, I can't even put it into words. I'm just so happy to have this plant. So happy. I so hope this one does well for me. I will do everything to make sure this plant grows well for me, because it's perfect. It's just so perfect. I just can't find any fault in it. I think it's just too beautiful for this world. But yeah, as I say, there is, I think, I mean, I can remember what it was. So yeah, there is another plant, but okay, so that box there is definitely done. And that box there is definitely done. So I guess the rescue box and the other plants are in here, unless they've forgotten about the rescue box. Ooh. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I have a feeling that the rescue box might have been left, whoop. Don't worry, it's just a bit of cardboard. Yeah, I think the rescue box is not here.
Editing Claire jumping in for a second. The rescue box was there, and I honestly don't know how I missed it. So that video will be coming in the next few days.
Good job I wasn't going to unbox that one in this video. But yeah, so this is the final plant, and this is ginormous. Absolutely ginormous, and I did not think it was going to be anywhere near this big. So yeah, let's have a look. Wow, it is really huge. Oh my God, the size of those leaves. I thought this was going to be a little baby plant. Oh my God. So this is I know it as Anthurium bullatus, but its real name, its Latin name is Anthurium pendularilularum or something. I will learn the name, but again, I'll put the name on the screen. But this is huge. This is absolutely huge. Oh my goodness, that's beautiful. Isn't that so gorgeous? Again, Actually, I was going to say the texture of the leaf is similar to the pendants, the Anthurium pendants, the little one that I got, but actually it's not. If you like run your finger over it very lightly, it does feel quite velvety, and it's also much thinner than Anthurium leaves usually are. Like, you probably can't tell on camera, you know how they're usually quite kind of thick and robust? This feels a lot more delicate. That's such a healthy, vibrant, beautiful plant, isn't it? Again, so different to any other Anthurium in my collection. I mean, just look at those leaves. You can kind of see what I mean about that slight velvetiness. They almost look kind of iridescent on camera. They're beautiful. Oh my goodness, okay. I'm so unbelievably happy with those plants, and I'm really excited to now go and get into my pajamas and sit and just be with them and look at them and appreciate them all, because they are so gorgeous. And in regards to the rescue box, I was planning on doing that as a separate video anyway, but I will also be doing a rescue box unboxing from Grow Tropicals, and I'm going to be doing it with Sarah, who created the rescue boxes, which would be so exciting, and I would be over the moon to have her on the channel. So I will let you know about that, and hopefully that will be coming soon. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I've also, before I sign off, I have got a discount code for Grow Tropicals as well, so I will link that down in the description box below if anybody is interested. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video.